A shocking revelation has just surfaced on September 18. Archangel Michael exposed a hidden enemy by name, and what he revealed might shake you. Open this before they discover you know the truth. September 18. A night marked in heaven's ledger. This is not a date selected by men. This is not a coincidence circled on a calendar. This is a timestamp inscribed in the scrolls of heaven, a divine marking sealed by fire, etched in the eternal records. September 18 is not just a date, it is a turning point. And if you have found yourself here, reading these words now, know that heaven has scheduled this encounter with you in mind. This message is not for the passive. It is not for the lukewarm or the distracted. This message is not for casual ears. It is for those who are awake, for those who have felt the stirring in the night, for those who have sensed that something unseen is shifting, and it carries your name. The skies have not been silent. The silence was broken by the trumpet of heaven, and the one who holds the sword of light, Archangel Michael, has stepped forward. He has called the enemy by name, a name not spoken lightly, not exposed randomly, but revealed in divine timing and for divine justice. What has been hidden is no longer concealed. What has slithered in shadows, moving quietly around you, is now caught in the light of divine exposure. The atmosphere is trembling. The veil has been pierced. Heaven has loosed a revelation that cannot be unheard. The name has been spoken. And when heaven names a thing, it can no longer hide. This message comes with weight. It comes with authority. It is not entertainment. It is an alert. And not all will hear it rightly. But if you are among the few whose hearts burn within, if you have known that something around you has not been as it seems, this message will confirm what your spirit has whispered. This message is for the watchers, for the quiet ones whose names are known in heaven, those who have stayed the course, wept in secret, warred in silence. You have not gone unnoticed. This revelation has come for your protection, but protection requires posture, stillness, obedience, listening. To know the truth is to change your position. To remain ignorant is to be exposed. Some will read this and walk away unchanged, but others will feel the hair rise on their necks. Their spirit will stir. Their ears will open. If that's you, if even now your chest tightens, your breath catches, your skin feels electric, understand this. You were called. Type I receive this revelation if your spirit is awakened. Blessing code 911 has just been unlocked. Before the sun rises again, before the shadows shift, before another name is whispered behind closed doors, you must be ready. For what is coming is not simply exposure, it is engagement. And only the awakened will stand. On the dawn of September 18, as the heavens parted and the earth stood still in anticipation, a voice thundered through the halls of eternity, "Michael, arise." The commander of angelic armies, the one who contends not with sword alone, but with authority unmatched, descended with fire in his wings and judgment in his eyes. I was there in spirit. I heard him speak. I watched him stretch out his hand and name an enemy whose cloak of invisibility was ripped from them like a torn garment. The hidden one, the deceiver in your midst, was cast into the open. Their identity was no longer secret. This is not mythology. This is not a metaphor. This is a revelation recorded and released, and now passed to you. Not through gossip, not through fear, but through divine appointment. Before the rising of the next moon, within the next 48 hours, certain doors will open. Not all doors are for you to walk through. Some are tests. Others are traps. But one is for you alone. Heaven is drawing a line between watchers and sleepers, between the chosen and the comfortable, between those who heed the call and those who excuse it. You were singled out to hear this. That may sound arrogant to some, but heaven does not cast pearls before swine. When this message was written in fire, your name burned on the edge of it. It was not meant for mass consumption. It was meant for remnant understanding. Michael did not whisper. He pointed. His voice, like steel wrapped in honey, carried weight that cannot be shaken off. It was not soft, yet it did not bruise. It cut through lies. It pierced assumptions. It divided truth from deception with one stroke. You need to understand this. The identity of your hidden enemy is not a vague notion or an abstract force. Heaven named them. And when heaven names, heaven judges. What they have spoken against you in private is about to be echoed in public. What they plotted in the dark will now be forced into the light. But you must be ready to see it. Disbelief will knock at your door. Fear will try to wrap around your heart. Doubt will rise like mist on a cold morning. But do not retreat. This is not your moment to shrink. It is your moment to stand still. I speak now to your spirit. Receive this word. Do not rush past it. Do not scroll on. This is not content. This is command. If your soul bears witness, if your chest tightens and your spirit responds with a holy yes, then you are being summoned. Called to rise. Called to discern. Called to war. Silently, boldly, wisely. Michael stands not far from you now. His sword is drawn, not to threaten, but to shield. He wars over you. He has already begun to act. But your agreement activates what has been prepared. Your stillness becomes strategy. Your discernment becomes defense. This is not a call to react. It is a call to align. And if you are aligned, if you are postured correctly, then know this: nothing formed against you will stand, for it has now been seen, and heaven has already responded. Stand still. Heaven is moving. Type "I am called" if you know this word is yours. Blessing code 7777 has been dispatched in your direction. You have felt it, haven't you? The strange weight behind certain glances. The unease in familiar places. Conversations that stop when you enter a room. Smiles that no longer reach the eyes. A shift, so subtle it almost escaped your notice, yet your spirit caught it. Something is wrong. Not just inconvenient. Not just emotional. Wrong. This is the mystery that haunts the atmosphere around you. The kind that wakes you at 3:00 a.m. without explanation. The kind that causes your heart to race over something as trivial as an unanswered message. The kind that makes even your safe places feel altered. Something has been moving beneath the surface. And now, finally, heaven confirms it. You are being watched. You are being tested. You are being targeted. There are watchers who move in plain sight. Their loyalty is hollow, their concern a mask. They shake your hand, but their heart is far from you. They pretend not to notice your rise, but they have studied your every step. These are not strangers. These are not obvious enemies. They are familiar spirits in familiar skins. And they are close. Too close. Whispers have been exchanged in rooms you were never invited to. Your name has passed over lips that once blessed you. And while you've been praying for alignment, someone has been plotting your delay. There is a name, yes, a specific name, that was revealed by the angelic host. Michael called it out. The enemy has a face now. And though heaven has not released that name to your ears just yet, the evidence is beginning to rise around you like steam from the battlefield. Pay attention. Have you noticed sudden absences? A friend who pulled away with no warning. Meetings that felt staged. A message deleted before you could read it. A misdirected text that wasn't meant for your eyes. These are not coincidences. They are clues. You have been feeling a divine discomfort for a reason. Because what seemed small was sacred. What seemed casual was calculated. And what seemed coincidental was conspiratorial. Your dreams have changed too. Doors opening and closing. Shadows darting behind familiar thresholds. Symbols of shifting loyalty and veiled threats. These are not anxiety dreams. They are spiritual alerts. The realm of the spirit has been trying to reach you. And this message is the final push. Pay attention to what your soul already knows. There's a reason you've been more guarded lately. A reason your spirit recoiled at certain embraces. A reason you're second-guessing people you once trusted without hesitation. Do not dismiss this discernment. This is not paranoia. This is the Holy Spirit sounding the alarm within you. Now hear me clearly. Heaven has seen it all. The betrayal. The setup. The silent sabotage. And now, it is being exposed, piece by piece. Michael's naming of the enemy was not just for drama. It was to reorder the battlefield. This revelation is your protection. It will help you make sense of the chaos, the confusion, the emotional whiplash you've endured. But you must remain grounded. Do not run. Do not confront prematurely. Let the truth rise on its own. For what heaven is exposing will become undeniable. You will not have to force a thing. You will not have to prove anything. All that was done in secret is about to speak for itself in public. Let the ache rise. Let it burn if it must. Because in this burning, clarity will come. You were not wrong. You are not crazy. And you are not alone. Michael has pointed. Heaven has spoken. And now the disruption makes sense. Type I am awake if this confirms what your spirit already knew. Blessing code 1414 is surrounding you now. What you just heard wasn't information. It was intervention. If this message pierced through the fog and confirmed the suspicions you dared not say aloud, Then it was sent from heaven straight to your soul. God is using this platform to awaken sleepers, expose hidden enemies, and restore the wounded. And your support fuels that fire. When you sow into this word, through super thanks, membership, or a gift via PayPal link in the video description, you're not just giving, you're unlocking. You're releasing oil over this message, light into dark places, and protection over others just like you. Luke 6:38 doesn't just apply to money. It's about measure. Give, and it shall be given unto you. That promise still breathes. This is your act. I feel led to ask you directly, will you help carry this word further? Because your support is not a donation, it's a divine transaction. To everyone who gives, your gift will return to you with favor, protection, and prophetic insight. So now, don't delay. Don't scroll past. Give like someone's breakthrough depends on it, because it does. Type I am a gatekeeper if you're one of the few holding the line. Favor code 222 is now multiplying in your life. This is not merely betrayal. This is not just jealousy or misunderstanding. What you are experiencing is not rooted in personality or preference. It is warfare. Not a war of flesh and blood, but of assignments and altars. You have been marked, not by men, but by heaven. And what has come against you has not been random. It has been authorized, only to the extent that it reveals what God is about to release in you. Listen carefully. Every delay, every disruption, every veiled attack from so-called allies has been part of a greater spiritual strategy. Not by your design, not by their design, but allowed, for a time, by heaven's hand to serve a holy purpose. You were not simply attacked. You were assessed. The attack was a measurement, not a punishment. You may have asked, why me? The better question is, why now? Because you're crossing thresholds. Because your name was whispered in heaven, not just on earth. Because your obedience was noticed. And because your alignment made you a target, not of destruction, but of distinction. The enemy never goes after what's not a threat. Hell doesn't waste ammunition. And while you've been wondering why this betrayal hurts more than others, why the timing is so precise, why you can't seem to shake the sense of urgency, it's because this is more than social discomfort. This is an assignment against your assignment. The tools have been subtle: confusion in your thoughts, division in your relationships, accusation in your atmosphere. Not one of these weapons appeared obvious at first. That's how spiritual warfare often works, not with bombs, but with whispers. Not with fire, but with fog. But here is your advantage. Michael and the armies of heaven are watching. You are not alone in this. Your silence has not gone unnoticed. Your restraint has been your warfare. Your choice not to retaliate has actually shifted something in the spirit. What the enemy hoped would provoke you into chaos has become your greatest act of war. Stillness. Stillness is not passivity. It is power. When you choose not to fight on the enemy's terms, when you resist the urge to explain yourself, defend yourself, or strike back, you place the battle back in heaven's hands. And heaven never loses. There is an eternal scroll being updated. Michael, the watcher of those marked by obedience, has recorded both the slander and your silence. the lies and your loyalty, the trap and your trust. And let me tell you now with divine assurance, you are winning. Not because you shouted, not because you exposed your enemies, but because you have remained obedient, even under fire. Your posture is tipping the scales. Your discernment is devastating to darkness. Every time you chose peace over pettiness, heaven released another layer of protection. Every time you prayed instead of panicked, another angel was dispatched. Every time you held your tongue, the enemy lost its grit. This is not just survival. This is strategy. Do not lower yourself now. Do not become what you were sent to overcome. Do not allow the assignment against you to alter the assignment upon you. You were built for this. You were appointed for this hour. This moment, as painful as it is confirming your promotion in the spirit. That is why it hurts, but that is also why it matters. Recognize the battlefield. Refuse the bait. The war is real, but the outcome is written. Victory belongs to the obedient. There is a tightening now. Do you feel it? Not just in your emotions, not just in your schedule, but in the spirit around you. A contraction before birth. A pause before detonation. A storm's breath right before it breaks open the sky. Something is about to shift. And this shift will not wait for your convenience. Within the next 72 hours, movement will begin. What's been whispered will start to echo. What's been hidden will reach for exposure. The veil has already been torn. Now the players will begin to move across the stage. Do not be surprised by who shows up. Do not be caught off guard by who changes, who reveals, or who withdraws. This is not coincidence. This is coordination. On a spiritual battlefield you were never meant to fight alone. You must understand, what was revealed to Michael was not just the identity of the enemy. It was the timeline of their intent. Heaven knows the hour, and the alarm has already sounded. Watch for confrontations that seem sudden, but are not without design. Conversations that begin casually, but end in tension. Words that sting not because of their tone, but because they carry a trace of something older. Resentment long hidden. These are signs. And they're not emotional debris, they're spiritual footprints. The plot is no longer theory, it's motion. And the one orchestrating it wears a mask of loyalty. They may stand beside you. They may speak well of you publicly. But behind the performance is a plan. They are not evil in appearance. They are subtle in intention. This is the insider archetype, the one who betrays not from outside the gate, but from within the circle. But hear this. While they think they are setting the trap, it is they who are being set up. For heaven has already seen the script, and Michael stands between the lines, sword drawn, watching every movement. This enemy does not know the fullness of what you carry. They know enough to envy, enough to watch, enough to attempt delay. But they do not know how divinely protected you truly are. They do not know that their very plotting has triggered their exposure. You will feel the pressure rise now. Relationships will be strained. Meetings will carry strange atmospheres. Even your own emotional rhythm may falter. It will feel like confusion, but it is actually collision. Heaven and hell pressing against your timeline. You are the doorway. the one through whom something greater is meant to emerge. And the closer you come to that unveiling, the more resistance you will feel. But take heart, resistance is not the proof of defeat. It is the proof of destiny. Now is the time for sharp discernment. Reduce your exposure. Increase your awareness. Pray in the Spirit. Watch in silence. Guard sensitive information like sacred treasure. Every unguarded detail can become a tool in the enemy's hand. This is not fear, it is wisdom. A pot is boiling. A knot is tightening. The air is thicker than usual. And the next days will feel spiritually accelerated. The question is not whether this moment will pass, but whether you will pass through it aligned and aware. Do not mistake discomfort for danger. You are not in danger. You are in transition. But this transition is sacred. And to navigate it wrongly would be to open a door that heaven never authorized. So let me speak plainly. Do not confront out of emotion. Do not accuse out of assumption. Do not act without angelic alignment. Be still and let the betrayers reveal themselves. You will not need to pull back the curtain. They will step into the light by their own ambition. Watch. Wait. Trust the rhythm of heaven. For the next 72 hours are not just about survival. They are about divine sorting. Some will be removed. Some will be revealed. But you will remain, because you have been chosen to outlast the plot and carry the promise. I will not miss my timing if your spirit feels the shift. Blessing code at 818 is hovering over your next 72 hours. Be still. That is the first command. Be still, not passive, not numb, not silent from fear, but still in posture, still in spirit, still like a warrior listening to the voice of his general before the battle begins. Stillness is not weakness. It is the soil where divine strategy grows. Heaven fights when you do not. And right now, stillness is your sword. There is a protection that doesn't look like power. It looks like withdrawing at the right moment, like refusing to explain, like cutting off access without cutting off love. There is wisdom in limiting exposure. Not all people who ask questions are seeking truth. Not every conversation deserves your response. In this hour, silence is strength. Stillness is resistance. Obedience is your shield. Set aside 1 hour. One sacred hour, even today, to go silent. Let no other voices in. Journal what you've been feeling. Write down the names that rise in your spirit. Revisit your dreams. Reflect on the tension that refuses to leave certain rooms. Heaven is trying to show you patterns that you missed while running. The one who listens clearly walks safely. And in this season, discernment is defense. Begin to speak divine affirmations aloud. They do not need to be long, just true. Say, I am hidden in the shelter of the Most High. No weapon formed against me will prosper. My steps are ordered. My protection is sealed. These are not chants. They are declarations. And declarations release divine movement. You do not need to fight in the way they expect. In fact, your silence will terrify your enemies more than confrontation ever could. When the enemy cannot predict your next move, they lose their grip on your destiny. That is why heaven is instructing you now. Do not explain your discernment. Protect it. Do not announce your next move. Guard it. The next phase of this battle will be won in the shadows, not the spotlight. Be watchful, not anxious. There is a difference. Anxious eyes see threats. Watchful eyes see patterns. And right now, you're not under attack. You're under construction. A shift is being assembled around your obedience. You may not see it yet, but your silence is breaking chains in places you've never even entered. Your stillness is disrupting plots you were never supposed to know existed. This is the kind of warfare heaven wages. Quiet, precise, surgical. And you are a part of it. Keep your circle tight. Keep your spirit open. Keep your plans close to your chest. There are some who would take your purpose and twist it into a weapon against you. And not because they are evil, but because they are available to the wrong influence. This is why Archangel Michael was dispatched, not just to expose what's coming, but to prepare you to pass through it unburned. And now you must do your part. Do not shrink. Do not retaliate. Do not wander into unnecessary conversations or emotional traps. The next 72 hours will test your ability to remain postured in holy quietness. But if you obey, the exposure will not touch you. It will move around you like wind around a mountain. Your foundation will not shake. You are not without covering. Michael wars for you. The Spirit speaks to you. And the Father watches over you. All of heaven is surrounding you. Not because you're weak, but because you're carrying something heaven is jealous to protect. Let your come be a signal to the spirit realm. I am not afraid. I am not moved. I am protected. This is not the hour for noise. This is the hour for stillness, strategy, and spiritual sight. Every quiet step you take now will lead you into public victory later. I am shielded if you receive this strategy in your spirit. Blessing code 4411 is now covering your household. You are not merely surviving this. You are not merely enduring it. You are ascending through it. What began as disruption is now becoming distinction. What looked like sabotage is turning into your sanctification. You've been walking through a fire, but this was not fire meant to destroy you. This was fire designed to reveal what could not be burned. Now, hear this loud and clear. The shaking was never the end. It was the beginning. The storm didn't come to consume you. It came to separate you. And now, the separation has been accomplished. You are being pulled from the background into the battleground, not as a casualty, but as a commissioned one. This is your shift. The posture of fear is being traded for the mantle of authority. The whispers that accused you are being silenced by the declarations rising from your mouth. The very pain that tried to mute you is now becoming the platform God is standing on to amplify your voice. You are not weak. You are not late. You are not broken. You are trained. Every moment of rejection prepared you. Every unanswered prayer refined you. Every dark night of the soul, when you wept alone, when you held your tongue, when you wrestled in silence, was not loss. Heaven was crafting your character in those hours. And now the enemy is horrified to realize you didn't break. You became unbreakable. You've shifted. You've changed. You're not that same version of yourself that they once tried to manipulate. Now your wings are stretching. Your sight is sharper. Your armor fits. And your silence has become a sword. This is not the time to retreat. This is the moment to rise. Your name has been vindicated in heaven. Now it will begin to be respected on earth. But don't chase validation. Let it find you as you walk in quiet boldness. You don't need to shout. You only need to stand. Because when the righteous stand, heaven stands with them. Let the former narrative be broken. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are not a byproduct of spiritual warfare. You are a weapon shaped by fire, hidden until now, revealed in the precise hour of heaven's choosing. And that hour is here. You've gone from being hunted to becoming heir, from being watched to being commissioned, from being confused to being clarified. Heaven is not confused about who you are, and now it's time for you to stop being confused too. Here is your call. Walk in boldness, not arrogance, not recklessness, but a boldness rooted in the fact that you were sent here. You were not an accident in your family, your church, your job, or your community. You were planted as a seed, and the shaking simply cracked the shell so your roots could take hold. You are rising now. You are becoming what they never expected. You are outliving what was designed to destroy you. And heaven says, step into it. Speak this aloud right now, and let it echo through your atmosphere. I am not the same. I am empowered. I am assigned. I am rising. Say it again. Let it shake the ground around you. To seal this word, perform this symbolic act. Take a pen, write down a single sentence of what you're called to do, and place it where your eyes can see it tomorrow. This is not superstition. It is prophetic motion. It is heaven's agreement with your yes. You are not shrinking. You are rising. You are not hiding. You are being unveiled. And as Michael watches, the hosts of heaven now align themselves around your movement. This is the sound of your empowerment. This is your shift. Now walk in it. Type I am rising in power if your feet feel the ground shaking beneath your purpose. Blessing code 3,344 is igniting new momentum. There was a reason. You were not targeted at random. This was not punishment. It was placement. And what felt like your unraveling was, in truth, your unveiling. The betrayal wasn't sent to break you. It was sent to birth you. The rejection wasn't a curse. It was a key. And though it cut deep, what it unlocked was a new realm of authority, a new clarity of calling, and a new proximity to heaven's purpose for your life. What they did to hurt you, heaven used to hone you. This is the prophetic turning point, where the wilderness becomes the corridor, where the trial becomes the teacher, where the slander becomes a stage. Not to perform, but to prophecy with your life. Heaven was not punishing you. Heaven was qualifying you. You have been through the fire, and not all of it was visible. Some of your fiercest battles were fought in silence. Some of your greatest sacrifices went unnoticed. Some of your heaviest tears were wiped away by angels, not people. And yet, here you are, not just standing, but being positioned. Now listen, because I say this with the weight of heaven on my voice. This storm was your unlocking. It wasn't the enemy accelerating his attack. It was God accelerating your destiny. The opposition that surrounded you was not proof that you were cursed. It was proof that you were being moved. Every delay was divine. Every frustration was a holy funnel, narrowing your focus, deepening your faith, and preparing you to carry what you never imagined you could bear. You thought you were walking into chaos, but you were walking into confirmation. Now the prophetic truth is this: not only were you being protected, not only were you being pruned, you were being revealed to powers and principalities. Heaven declared, "This one is ready." And your name was called in realms you've never seen, by angels who fight for those marked for impact. Michael did not step forward simply because you were in danger. He stepped forward because you were in position. What was coming against you was about to interfere with what God was trying to release through you. And so heaven acted decisively, strategically. You see, when Michael names an enemy, it is not only to uncover, it is to elevate the one who has been warred against. Heaven does not waste revelation on the unready. And this exposure was about activation. What was hidden had to be revealed so that your voice could rise in purity. Your authority could emerge in power. And your obedience could be recognized in realms where only alignment matters. God has been watching how you respond, not just to pain, but to power. And your restraint has become a testimony. Your stillness has become a weapon. Your posture has become a prophecy. Now let me give you what the Spirit is releasing. Favor is coming. Promotion is near. Restoration is inevitable. But hear me. This is not a blanket blessing. This is a response to your obedience. Your tears have been weighed. Your loyalty has been measured. And your heart has been found faithful. There's a story unfolding around you. Not one written by betrayal, but by breakthrough. You are standing in the middle of your own unveiling. And what looked like subtraction is becoming multiplication, not just in resources, but in reach, in resonance, in revelation. You've outlasted what was sent to limit you. You've seen what many never discern. And now heaven declares, walk forward. Walk in authority. Walk in knowing. You are the evidence that purpose is stronger than pain. Type I receive the purpose and the pain if this prophetic word has settled into your spirit. Blessing code 1001 has just shifted the atmosphere around your name. If what was just spoken confirmed your story and pulled the veil off your past trials, then it was not coincidence that you're watching. You were meant to receive this word, and others just like you are still waiting to hear it. Every seed you sow into this platform allows another voice to be awakened, another soul to rise from delay into divine purpose. We're not here to gather followers. We're here to raise the remnant. And your gift, whether through YouTube Super Thanks, monthly membership, or through PayPal link in the video description, help spread these messages to the ones still searching in the shadows. Let me be clear, when you give, you are not giving to a person. You are giving through a person into a movement, into a fire, into a mission. Isaiah 55:11 says, "My word will not return void." And when you sow into the word, you sow into the fulfillment of that promise. I ask you boldly now, will you activate your generosity as a weapon of spiritual warfare? May every giver receive prophetic increase, divine protection, and uncommon clarity. May your seed speak louder than the enemy's voice. Support now. Obey now. Release it now. Type "I am a builder of truth" if you're sowing with heaven's urgency. Blessing code 515 is flowing through your obedience. This is your crossing point. Everything that came before this moment, every betrayal, every divine disruption, every whisper from heaven, and every enemy revealed, has brought you here. You are no longer the one waiting for permission. You are the one heaven has commissioned. And now, it is time to step. You have been refined, not just to be aware, but to be a sign. The revelation you've received was never meant to be a secret you carry quietly. It was a torch, passed to you in darkness so you would light the path for others. But torches only fulfill their purpose when lifted. This is your lift moment. Say this aloud right now. I am aligned. I am ready. I say yes. Those words are not just declarations. They are ignition keys in the spirit realm. Your destiny is voice activated, obedience activated, and faith activated. And the heavens are waiting for your yes. This is not about platforms. This is not about visibility. This is about position, a spiritual stance that makes you usable in the places heaven has already assigned to you. And you must begin with 3 prophetic movements. First, align. Declare again who you belong to. Not just in your heart, but with your mouth. Speak it out until the air around you shifts. Let the spiritual realm know that your allegiance has not changed. You belong to the Most High. You serve no other agenda, no other throne. Alignment, 'tis not a feeling, it is a vow. Second, act. What small step can you take now, today, that honors the weight of this revelation? It might be mending a relationship. It might be launching something you've delayed. It might be closing a door that heaven already marked finish. The size of the act doesn't determine its power. Obedience in small things unlocks promotion in unseen things. Third, assign. This is the step many delay. But you cannot carry what you're unwilling to assign. Speak your calling out loud. Write it. Declare it. Commit to it. Stop waiting for others to approve it. Heaven already did. There is power in assigning yourself to what God has already called you to. When you assign yourself, the anointing that's been hovering begins to fall. It meets movement. This is your instruction. Not to wait until everything is clear. Not to linger until every door opens. But to move with the clarity you've been given. Heaven doesn't need your perfection. It needs your obedience. Remember this, many are called, but few activate. Few cross over from being hearers to being doers. Few go from receiving prophetic insight to walking in prophetic fire. You were not awakened just to see. You were awakened to build. Your movement now is prophetic. Every step you take is a signal to heaven that says, I'm ready. I'm not just watching, I'm building. And that is what unlocks the next layer of favor, the next door of opportunity, the next protection in the spirit. Say this now, wherever you are. I step forward. I release delay. I embrace my assignment. Do not delay another day. Write down your yes. Speak it. Move on it. Activate it. And watch what shifts within the next 7 days. You are not waiting on God. Heaven is waiting on your motion. You've been tested. You've been proven. Now you must move like someone who's sealed by fire. This is the season of sent ones. And you have been sent. This is not suggestion. It is summons. This is not opportunity. It is obedience. And obedience will do what ambition never could. It will activate destiny. Type I activate my assignment if this is your crossing point. Blessing code 707 has opened your next door. While you sleep, heaven moves. While you weep, heaven records. While you whisper, heaven answers. And even now, as you listen to this message, a transaction is taking place in the unseen realm. Not a transaction of coin, but of justice, of restitution, of reversal. For every tear you cried in silence, something has been measured. For every moment you held your tongue when you could have defended yourself, something was written down. For every betrayal you endured without bitterness, something was marked in heaven's registry. And now, the books are being balanced. There is a holy negotiation underway. You may not see it, but it is happening. The Spirit of the Lord is brooding over the places where you were robbed, delayed, or dishonored. And Archangel Michael is standing at the gate, not with vengeance in his hands, but with the scrolls of recompense. What was taken, what was lost, what was unfairly withheld is being divinely recalculated and prepared for a holy return. You are not forgotten. You are not passed over. What the enemy whispered was lost forever was simply put on hold for a time such as this. Heaven has been waiting for the right moment, not just to return what was taken, but to return it with interest. This is how heaven operates, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Do not mistake silence for absence. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not shifting. There are angelic agents now carrying your name, standing before the throne with intercession in their mouths. Not just prayers, but proof. They carry evidence of your restraint. They carry the weight of your obedience. And they speak on your behalf where you cannot yet speak for yourself. And hear this, the realm of the Spirit does not negotiate like the realm of man. You're not being given back what you lost. You're being upgraded. For every dishonored conversation, honor will now chase you. For every moment of delay, acceleration has now been assigned. For every door that was slammed in your face, a better door, one with no strings and no compromise, is being opened, often silently, but undeniably. This is the mystery of heaven's justice. Restoration comes like a whisper, but lands like a thunderclap. Right now, as you listen to this, there are people who once overlooked you whose hearts are being stirred to remember you. There are assignments that were given to someone else now being rerouted to you. There are rooms you were once denied access to now being redesigned for your arrival. And you won't even have to knock this time. The door will swing open because your name was whispered in the right ears. The exchange is quiet, but it is sacred. God is trading back your lost time. He is trading back your silenced voice. He is trading back your delayed promotion. But listen closely. He's not just giving it back. He's giving it back in a way that removes your dependence on anyone who tried to take credit for your rise. You owe no one but heaven. This is why the enemy fought you so hard. Because what you're about to walk into is evidence of what heaven can restore without human permission. And when you rise, no one will be able to say they made you. They will know it was divine transaction. It was the silent exchange. Rest in this now. Don't rush the moment. Don't force your own justice. Trust that while you're sleeping, God is still speaking. While you're resting, Michael is still moving. While you're praying, angels are still negotiating in your name. And what's being returned cannot be stopped. Type I receive my restoration if you feel the silent exchange has begun. Blessing code 1221 is now surrounding your recovery. Justice is no longer pending, it is in progress. Heaven is moving. The scrolls have been unsealed. The verdicts have been written. And now the scales are tilting in your favor. What was out of balance is being corrected. What was tilted against you is now being tipped in your direction. And this is not merely compensation. This is divine reversal. Let it be declared now, with fire in every syllable. What they did will return to them tenfold. Not because you wished it. Not because you prayed vengeance. But because righteousness demands resolution. And the one who sits on the throne has seen everything. Every word spoken in secret. Every strategy disguised as friendship. Every manipulation wrapped in concern. Every false alignment. Every subtle discrediting. All of it. Seen, weighed, and now answered. This is not karma. This is not luck. This is justice. Holy, surgical, spiritual justice. And it comes not to destroy, but to reveal and restore. Do not confuse justice with revenge. Heaven is not pity. Heaven is precise. When God brings justice, it does not leave bodies behind. It leaves witnesses. The very ones who tried to hinder your name will now have to watch it rise. The very mouths that lied will now have to testify to your truth. The very platforms that rejected you will now be forced to make room for your voice. Not because you fought. Not because you beg. But because heaven has spoken on your behalf. And it will be undeniable. Watch for signs. Strange favor in familiar places. Unprompted apologies. Emails revisited. Projects reopened. Relationships, once closed now, attempting to reconnect. Doors that slammed shut now, creaking open under the weight of conviction. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of divine justice. But hear this, as justice flows, do not gloat. This part is critical. The flesh will want to celebrate too early. The soul will want to shout, I told you so. But heaven is calling you to respond with the same posture that brought the justice in the first place. Humility, stillness, and unwavering obedience. This justice is not about making a point. It is about making a shift. You must understand, the reversal isn't just for you. It is for those watching, for the silent ones who wondered if righteousness still matters, for the wounded who began to doubt if heaven ever defends the quiet ones, for the next generation who need to know that obedience will still win in the end. And so yes, there will be a reversal. Yes, the story will change. But your posture must remain aligned. Let the vindication come from God, not from your voice. Let the fruit prove your roots. Let the evidence speak louder than your defense. This is the beauty of spiritual justice. It lifts the righteous without lowering the broken. It restores dignity. It resets what the enemy tried to rig. And it does it all with the elegance of God's timing. You are standing now in the place where balance is being restored. Heaven's hand is not just defending you, it's elevating you. What was once warfare is now becoming a window. And you are about to walk through it, not just with survival, but with a mantle of honor. You are proof that faithfulness has a reward. Type the justice of God is my portion if you feel the reversal already unfolding. Blessing code 1717 is flowing into your name, your reputation, and your restoration. You have seen behind the veil. You have walked through betrayal. You have stood under the weight of spiritual tension. You have obeyed in silence, discerned in stillness, and endured with a kind of quiet power that only the faithful understand. And now heaven says, it is finished. The plot is exposed. The name has been named. The shift has begun. This is your moment of sealing. Not with ink or signature, not with applause or recognition, but with fire, with authority, and with the sword of the Archangel Michael drawn over your life. You are no longer unaware. You are no longer unprotected. You are no longer unassigned. You are seen, sealed, and sent. Heaven has revealed the enemy, not just to alert you, but to align you. And now, by the authority of this word and the power of obedience, you are covered under the wings of divine command. No lie spoken against you shall remain unchallenged. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And no delay crafted against your destiny shall continue. Let this closing decree be written upon your spirit like divine fire on the scrolls of heaven. You are shielded by Michael's sword. You are surrounded by the council of angels. You are walking into the fulfillment of prophecy. Say this now, wherever you are. I walk in truth. I rest in justice. I rise in power. Say it again, and let it echo into the atmosphere. You are not returning to your old posture. You are ascending into divine influence. And now, here is your final instruction. Keep a journal of the signs that follow. Do not dismiss the divine winks, the confirmations, the open doors, the sudden peace. Write down what happens in the next 7 days. Revisit these words. Let them become your roadmap. Gather with those who are truly aligned. Don't isolate, but don't overexpose. Heaven will begin to highlight the right voices, the safe ones, the pure ones, the ones who carry oil, not envy. Surround yourself with those who war in the spirit, not in emotion. And remember, the most dangerous people in the spirit realm are not the loudest. They are the ones who listen, the ones who wait, the ones who walk in quiet alignment until heaven opens a gate. You are one of them now. Walk as if you've been in the courts of heaven, because you have. Live as if you've heard what angels are saying, because you did. Move as if you're on divine assignment, because you are. Now go. You are not uncovered. You are not unprepared. You are not unwanted. You are a vessel of revelation, a carrier of justice, and a foreigner of heaven's movement. This was your briefing. This was your summoning. This was your release. Walk in the truth. Heaven walks with you. Type "I am sealed" and send if you feel the fire of this final decree. Blessing code 9999 is now etched into your calling. If this message carried weight in your spirit, if it marked you, confirmed you, or awakened something deep within you, then it was for you. But know this, someone else is waiting to hear it too. And your act of support becomes the key to someone else's breakthrough. When you give, you're not funding content. You're sowing into deliverance. You're sowing into clarity, prophetic awakening, spiritual justice. Whether it's through YouTube Super Thanks, a membership, or PayPal link in the video description, your giving carries eternal impact. The word declares in Proverbs 11:25, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." That's not just a verse. That's a prophetic transaction. So I ask you, as one who has received this word, will you now become one who releases it forward? May every seed sown return with divine favor, supernatural acceleration, and irreversible victory. Let your giving speak for you in the Spirit, louder than any warfare. Sow boldly. Activate now. This is holy ground. Type "I am a gate opener" if you've given and you're expecting heaven to respond. Blessing code 3333 is flowing through your obedience.